Yo, what's up guys? Yeah, PokeaimMD here with the finals of the SMOGON Classic. Now this is about a year old, but the reason I'm uploading this is because the SMOGON Classic has come around once again, and basically it's an old generation tournament where Gens 1 through 5, you enter the cups, whether it be RBY Cup, GSC Cup, ADV Cup, DP Cup, or Black and White Cup. And depending on how well you do, you get points, and these points go towards potential playoff position. Now, there actually is signups for the Black and White Cup right now, so if you're a big fan of having a rain team and your opponent having a sand team, but you have an extra on your team and you reverse sweep them, or you like the broken Kyurem Black, or you like Specs Latios 2-hit KOing Tyranitar with Stealth Rock up, or you're an even bigger fan of Choice Scarf Landorus, this is pretty much the tournament for you. So I'll leave these signups down below. It's a single elimination best of 3 tournament, and all you got to do is sign up. Signups end April 1st. I'll link this down below again if you guys want to sign up. So we'll be going through the finals of the tournament just to get in the mood. I'll obviously be uploading. I did join the Black and White Cup, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Black and White OU anymore. But yeah, I'll be joining. Also, if you guys want to pick up my drop of Draco socks, available for 5 more days. Link is down below. So first off, we're gonna start off with Black and White 2 OU, just because this is obviously the first cup that is available right now for signups. So we look at Dice's team, and then we look at Giara's team. So we have Mienshao, more than likely Choice Scarf. Could be a Life Orb set to HP Ice to help catch potential landers, which Giara doesn't have. But Giara does actually have a decent Mienshao switching. He has Mew. But Mew is scared of Specs Latios, Mew is scared of Tyranitar, though it can burn it with Will-O-Wisp, and mainly Heatran is a big one. Looks like they're both rocking spikes in this game. I mean, spikes in Black and White, yeah. Who would have guessed that? And yeah, but spikes plus Latios is a huge threat, especially because Dice actually has Tyranitar plus Ferrothorn, plus another Steel type, so we can actually deal with the Latios a little bit better than I think that Dice. Excuse me, I think that Dice can deal with the Latios a little bit better than Giara can. Granted, he does have Heatran plus Ferrothorn, but HP Fire, Surf, even Draco's going to do like 30% to Pharaoh. SD Garchomp looks a little bit scary if it is SD Garchomp and not Rock's Chomp. Maybe like SD Aquatail could be pretty cool, like an anti-rain type of thing. But we both have Sand Balance here, and then just Spikes balance. So let's just get right into the game. So we see Ferrothorn lead versus Latios, probably the best lead that Giara could have had versus this. I'm not sure if he's going to scout for the HP Fire, or he's just going to opt to get up Stealth Rock or Spikes if he does have it. Considering Ferrothorn's main job in this game is only to switch into Latios, it would make sense that he would scout for the HP Fire right here, just because you don't want Ferrothorn dying right now. So he does scout for the HP Fire by going directly out to Rotom, as Dice does go for the Specs HP Fire there. That is 30%, Jesus Christ. Latios is strong. That was 70 base power hidden powers. So Giara goes for the safe Will-O-Wisp. There was unlikely that Dice would bring out the Heatran there, and this allows him to burn Ferrothorn and also get in his own Ferrothorn to potentially just start laying up hazards. Also, with again his Ferrothorn already being burnt, this gives him Stealth Rock and potentially Spikes if he does have it, and that actually makes Latios even more of a threat. So while I did mention that I thought Dice had a better way of dealing with Latios, now with Stealth Rock and potentially even Spikes right here if this Ferrothorn does have it, it allows him to pretty much 2-hit KO everything with Draco outside of max but of Heatran. So Dice ends up pulling out the switch into Heatran. It's not, and Giara makes a really solid play going for the Spike, the lead sheet right there. I mean, all 3 layers of Spike were up, as Dice does go for the Will-O-Wisp, but unfortunately misses on the Rotom. It could have been crucial because Rotom is the best switch-in that Giara does have for Landorus, so maybe that would have been crucial in the endgame, but Giara ends up going out to Garchomp, which looks to be Choice Scarf, as he is going to double, trying to bait in maybe Landorus and getting in Rotom to get some more Volt Switch damage. But look how low the Ferrothorn is already, so that's definitely not a threat. And he could just Volt Switch out into, honestly, his own Ferrothorn if he wants to just get up more Spikes. Dice's Ferrothorn will go down, avoids a Leech Seed as well, and just allows Giara to potentially either get more Spikes or go for another Leech Seed, because it doesn't really matter what that Ferrothorn specifically wants to go for. But I also go for Spikes, and I love how Dice's tread is already that low. Can bring in Rotom on the Magma Storm, so again, maybe landing that Will-O-Wisp earlier would have mattered, because Rotom would have been at about, I want to say, close to 50%. But Dice makes a good play of sacking Ferrothorn there, that way Rotom cannot get the momentum, and this does give Tyranitar in. I'm sure it's not Lumberry T-Tar, but I think he just wanted to cancel out that recovery though it could be Blum right now. But Dice opts to just get up Stealth Rock here. Going to be pretty crucial. However, the Latios is going to be a huge threat. You have Tyranitar at already under 50%. That's crazy. Wow. Just that preview. I didn't remember this game at all, but that's just that preview. It looked like Latios will put in a lot of work. But this Rotom is able to weaken Tyranitar, but Tyranitar does trade the damage off on Rotom, which again is really good for landers. But Giara having that defensive Mew, which always packs Ice Beam, as well as the fact that he has Scarf Garchomp, landers isn't going to be the biggest threats. But Mienshao goes for a jump kick. This allows Latios to come out, and Latios can just drop a Draco and pretty much nuke one. It doesn't matter. But goes for Surf, which is still smart because the opposing specs Latios, you can't actually scroll. I'm trying to look at its HP, but I think it's at about 50%. And that also would have nuked Mienshao and also Landers. So really smart. Surf Latios coming through right there, being able to pick up a KO as Mienshao is going to come in. Nice regenerator, Mienshao. Can either go for U-turn or anything like that. Opts to go Ferrothorn. I think the reason he went Ferrothorn is because he does have Scarf Chomp to check Latios anyway, and plus this can eat a hit from Landorus as well, unless it's Superpower or like Fighting Gem Superpower. But we do see a defensive, we do see leftovers, so this could be a Rock Polish right now. We could see a Rock Polish coming out as we do. I'm pretty sure Latios is out of range unless it's Adamant Stone Edge. Yeah. So he's able to survive the Stone Edge right there, and Latios is able to knock him out with the Surf, and that's like, I think it's pretty much game, because at this point you just go, after sacking Latios, you just go out to your Garchomp and you click Outrage if you are Scarf, and you claim a KO. Okay, so Latios was at about 50 something. But yeah, so Garchomp can just come in, go right for the Outrage, claim a KO. This knocks out Latios, which was already confirmed specs from the damage based on Rotom, and Mienshao can come out, and while Mienshao can outspeed and knock him out with High Jump Kick, it doesn't matter because Giara does have a max HP. Or not even max HP Mew. It looks like he actually has Protect on here end, so he can go for Protect, get the damage off on Mienshao, and basically Sam will wear him out. So all Giara has to do is either sack Ferrothorn or just stay in and go for another attack. Just to be safe, he decides to sack Ferrothorn. Also, the Iron Bars with Sand. Mienshao doesn't have any recovery, so it didn't really matter right there, but Giara was just preserving, just in case something went odd. But that was smart. But he still had a Will-O-Wisp Mew in the back and whatnot. So we're actually going to pause it real quick because I'm getting a call, and then we'll go on with the other games. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. That was my father. But now we're going to have the ADV OU replay right here. So again, my ADV OU commentary is kind of rusty because while I do play it, I don't play it as often and as much, well, as often, but as a higher level as I feel like I play DUP. But I do know a little bit about it, and I'm going to do my best to pretty much commentate this for you guys. So it's ADV OU, Gen 3 OU. We have a Swampert lead versus Jirachi. Now, Jirachi could have Hidden Power Grass, could be Reflect Set, Wish, Toxic. Honestly, Jirachi could do whatever the hell it wants. So Giara ends up switching out right here into Celebi, scouting for like an HP Grass or anything, as Dice does reveal Toxic. So we see Toxic on Jirachi, so that could mean that it's a Wish, Protect, Fire Punch, Toxic set, something like that. I feel like Danilo made something like that. Like, that man's been innovating. I mean, obviously this is a year ago, but as of recent, he's been doing some crazy stuff for ADV. So Giara ends up going out to Blissey as Dice pulls the switch out into Snorlax, because with a Toxic on Celebi, Snorlax can actually beat it 1v1. However, Celebi does get to recover off and can even go for Leech Seeds to potentially beat Lax 1v1. The only thing that Lax can actually do is if it starts cursing up and goes for Body Slams to get full pairs as it does, or Self-Destruct. So Dice ends up going out into Tyranitar right here as Celebi gets full paired, and he's just going to go right for the Pursuit, and that's going to be able to knock out Celebi. Now, if you guys didn't know, because there's no physical special split, Pursuit is actually special, so this matters right here as Dugtrio comes out. Now, Dugtrio cannot KO Tyranitar from full with Banded Earthquake, which they usually all are, just because Tyranitar is the undisputed king of ADV, right? So it goes for that Bandit Earthquake, does not pick up the KO, and Dice is going to go for the Crunch. However, because that attack is actually special and not physical, Dugtrio is able to pick off the KO Earthquake. So Flygon comes out. Now Flygon can have a few things in its arsenal. Typically, if it's like there's Toxic it can run, and then you'll see Earthquake, Rock Slide, Hidden Power Bug, maybe Fire Blast for Skarmory, things like that. So those are the typical sets you'll see on a Flygon. So Gengar is actually a really, really good switch in because one Dragon Claw is special, so Flygon doesn't typically run that. And Gengar can avoid Toxic, Earthquake, one like that. Doesn't take too much from Rock Slide anyway. So Dice does throw off a Toxic, and Gengar is either able to throw off a Will-O-Wisp right here or an Ice Punch. Ice Punch being special, so again, just trying to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. Misses the Will-O-Wisp from Snorlax. That shouldn't matter too much because Shadow Ball won't be doing that much to Gengar anyway. And burning it means that Celebi is pretty much an answer, as we do reveal the Fire Blast from Snorlax. So maybe trying to catch something like a Skarmory or anything like that. But Swamper's going to come out. A Skarmory is going to come out. And Skarmory in this generation runs Toxic, Protect, Spikes, Whirlwind. Unless you want to be crazy and run like Soft Sand. I think it's HP Ground to max speed, want to KO Magneton. So Gengar is pretty much a counter to it. And Gengar can obviously threaten it with Thunderbolt or Fire Punch, respectively, even the Will-O-Wisp. So Gengar comes out, throws off a Thunderbolt. All that damage on Snorlax is going to be really crucial. Because we do see Body Slam and Fire Blast, I'm thinking that the Slash just has Self-Destruct as well. Could be 4 attacks with Earthquake. That's something that I'm thinking. Maybe Brick Break as well. So Dice pulls a nice double out into his Jirachi, which covered pretty much all the switches that Giara can make, and does allow him to Wish, as we do see Wish. So we're assuming it's probably Wish, Protect, Toxic. Fire Punch is definitely a potential set. So Gengar, while it doesn't actually wall it, it does take it on decently well and can pretty much Will-O-Wisp it if he wants to. So I guess Dice not wanting to get burnt ends up going out into Snorlax right there. Look how much that Fire Punch did. Absolutely nothing. But Snorlax comes out. This would be a decent opportunity for Snorlax to go for Boom, since something could pretty much come in. But Dice pulls a very nice double right back out into Jirachi. Jirachi actually has the ability to stall out Earthquakes from Swampert, bar no crit. However, at the same time, Swampert could actually stall out the Wishes. So Dice throws off Toxic as Blissey is going to come in. Missing on him, that's pretty crucial. This will potentially allow Giara to get off a Thunder Wave here, or a Flamethrower as we see. So Flamethrower catching the Skarmory upon switching. Not going to do too much. I'm not sure if the Blissey, that means it's Calm Mind, because I see Calm Mind Bolt Beam. I don't Calm Mind Flamethrower too much. Ice Beam being able to obviously hit Pokemon like Salamence and whatnot. Swampert, Thunderbolt being able to obviously hit Water types and allowing you to beat like Pokemon like Suicune. So Starmie is revealed. We do see a spinner. I don't know if Dice has Last Mon Gengar, but either way, Starmie is able to go for, and if he had Gengar anyway, Psychic would do a decent chunk, if not knock it out. But goes for Rapid Spin, as Jirachi is going to come out. Throws off a Hydro Pump just to waste a few wishes as well. I mean, for the most part, Giara can just go right back on to Blissey, or even Gengar on Toxics, and try and burn the Jirachi. I think he's just trying to make sure that he doesn't pass that wish to something like Snorlax. So if he does get that Will-O-Wisp off on Jirachi, it's not a problem. I mean, Flygon obviously wouldn't appreciate it. Skarmory doesn't appreciate it either. And Skarmory is also in range of T-Bolt. And yeah, so Jirachi getting burnt, really nice. I think that Giara's his game plan is trying to trap this thing with Dugtrio, but he has to play smart around it. So Jirachi goes for Wish, as Starmie is going to come out. Now, again, Jirachi can't do much to Starmie, but Starmie can't really do too much back. Like, while Jirachi can Toxic it, again, that Natural Cure coming out is going to be an issue for Jirachi, and he could just keep Wish passing. But I think at this point, Dice is just trying to, oh man, that crit was huge. It does allow the, it does allow Skarmory to come in, and we do see Thunderbolt on Starmie, but that crit was absolutely huge. And with this, it also means that Skarmory can go for Protect. Giara, not wanting to give him any advantage, decides to go directly in the Gengar. Dice reads that and opts to go for Spikes, so really smart, expecting the Starmie to switch out. And this does give the Skarmory just a few more turns of leftovers recovery. But at this point, man, like, you don't really switch in the Gengar well. I don't know that last Mon. Could be a bulky water. I don't know, even... it's Arrow. Yeah, that's also a really good assumption right there. So Arrow comes out. Hey, but when there's an Arrow, there's a way. Granted, Swampert, it's at near full. Even after Spikes, it's at near full. But when there's an Arrow, there is definitely a way. This boy can Rock Slide through your entire team. So Sax Dugtrio there, not wanting to go hard Swampert. Smart play. Swampert is your win con. You don't want it coming in on Aerodactyl, especially going for Rock Slide. So Dice is definitely going to switch out. Going to go Skarmory right here, as Giara throws off an Ice Beam. And either way, Swampert is pretty much back at full. As Aerodactyl is going to be doubled out into, as Giara actually goes for a double Ice Beam right there. So I think he either read the double or expected the Skarmory to want to go for Whirlwind, just because Toxic would not be able to hit Gengar. and Giara just made the aggressive play right there, and it worked out for him. I mean, either way, with Skarmory being gone, it was going to be really tough for him to break through Swampert regardless. Even if Snorlax boomed, it didn't really matter. Like, he could always go Gengar on that. Gengar also walled Flygon to an extent. Obviously, Rock Slide would take him out that range, but Gengar also walled Skarmory and would infinitely be able to come in on it. Starmie would be able to Rapid Spin as well. So basically, he had sacks for Snorlax. The only thing that could have been an issue potentially was a rest Snorlax, but it definitely wasn't. He wouldn't have forfeited right there. So we do see that loss right there. And now we go to Gen 1 OU. Now, we actually have dice on this side for this one. So we do see a Starmie lead versus Starmie lead. Blizzard, Recover, T-Bolt, Psychic, all moves that Thunder Wave, excuse me. Thunder Wave is all moves that Starmie can run, so we could see a trade of Thunder Waves right here as we do. I do want you guys to keep in mind, and I messed up on the order, but this is a best of 5, so Giara is right now up 2-0. Giara is right now up 2-0. So let's keep going. This could potentially be the final game. So we see Starmie just throw off some Psychics right here. Yeah, Starmie, I don't know why I said T-Bolt. I meant Thunder Wave. So Psychic, Blizzard, T-Wave, Recover is typically what Starmie runs, and Recover has 32 PvP. I don't know why Recover had 32 PvP back then. Give that back. Give that back. But so it can actually stall out so many moves. But going for Psychic right here, throwing off some, as we'll see, a few Recovers. I guess Dice doesn't want anything coming in to get paralyzed. But then again, a paralyzed Chansey, while it does lose to... There's no abilities, by the way. He's just trying to stall out the Starmie. A paralyzed Chansey, while it does... it can't be frozen. It does potentially lose to Lax, since... Lax can't paralyze it back with Body Slam, but with the fact that Chansey could get full power, it makes a lot of sense. So let's give it a few turns ahead. But we do see a few special drops, and special being one stat, that means that Dice is in a really, really bad position. So I guess not wanting to risk the speed tie right there, opts to go Executor. This also covered a Chansey switching because it gives him potential Sleep Powder, so really nice switch on Giara's part. As Starmie is going to come back in, and Giara is going to go right for that Sleep Powder, and then going to go off a Psyche. So Dice makes some nice switches right here, being able to get an Executor. Still comes down to a potential speed tie right there if he wants to go for the Sleep Powder, but calls the double right back out on the Starmie and wins the speed tie. Really solid double because Starmie has Blizzard, and Starmie also kind of walls Executor, and Russ is running the really, really weak Mega Drain because it's Psychic, Explosion, Sleep Powder, sometimes Double Edge, sometimes Stun Spore. Really, really weak Mega Drain. I think I said Explosion. Did I say Mega Drain? So Starmie can wall it for the most part. So really nice double on Dice's part, being able to get in the Starmie right there and winning these speed ties right here. Though he does keep getting crit, because crits were based on speed tier. So again, it's just a para war at this point. Though Giara is at full, so it doesn't really matter too much. At this point, they're just playing it smart, which is how you have to. Because if your mom's paralyzed, man, that's a good chance you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. So let's skip ahead a little bit of just this Gen 1 madness as Snorlax is going to come in, throw off a Body Slam as we do see the Rhydon. Now Rhydon is really interesting because a potential Blizzard or Nerf Snorlax, like a Fishlax, can kind of deal with Rhydon, but otherwise Rhydon can get up a sub, throw off Earthquakes, do some damage. But if it's like Reflect Lax as well, Rhydon doesn't beat it. Period. So we do see Reflect as Earthquake does 18, and Reflect isn't like in the other generation, man. Reflect is actually armor. It said that boy gain armor. He does. He has armor until he switches out. This is a Reflect till he switches out. So again, oh, we see Reflect Chansey too. Beautiful. So it's probably Reflect Seismic Toss. However, the Snorlax is more than likely Rest if it's running Reflect. So while Chansey can go for Seismic Tosses, Snorlax can technically stall it out if it needs to. So skip ahead a little bit. We do see the Rest coming out, and we do see the Thunder Wave right here. So Dice is trying to go for them full paras while getting an Executor right now. As Snorlax does go for Rest, this does give him the initiative to potentially throw off some Psychics. You're definitely not going to boom, but you're going to throw off some Psychics, go for some special drops. So Starmie comes out. I don't think Executor wants to take a Thunder Wave or a Blizzard, so Dice is going to go right back out into Starmie. Really nice double on Giara's part, just burning a Sleep Turn right here with his Snorlax. That way he can potentially wake up. So goes back out into Starmie as Dice throws off a Psychic, gets a special drop. So this might make Dice actually want to stay in, as Giara does, maybe fishing for para right there. So, or even a crit wouldn't matter with the special drop because crits negate the boost. But throws off a Blizzard with his Starmie. As Snorlax doesn't come out. This is interesting too because he can actually be fishing for a Freeze right here, and a Freeze in this generation is pretty much a dead Mon unless you have a Fire move. But Frozen Mons never ever thaw. They never thaw. So We do see Starmie come back out, and again, we're just going to skip ahead a little bit on this because it is a longer game. It's RBY. Nice Thunder Wave, just nice PP stall in Gen 1. Ooh, you guys thought Toxspec was bad? No, I actually love Gen 1 OU. I think it's really exciting watching it live because it's like, oh my god, the para. No, this matters so much. But Snorlax comes out on the paralyzed Starmie, and Hyper Beam could have actually knocked out Starmie, so he actually switched out into Executor as Dice called that switch really nicely and went for the Body Slam, as he's able to bring in Starmie on the Executor and then doubles out into his Executor on the Starmie. So goes for Double Edge. Does a little bit more than Psychic, and I guess again fishing for a para right there, as he can go right back on the Starmie. And once again, we're just going to speed this up just a little bit because they are just they're literally fishing for paras and PP stalling each other. Because this is an issue. I guess they can't. It's a little bit harder for our Dice to break his team. Same thing with Giara. And they don't want to give up position where Starmie doesn't beat it. So we finally see Chansey come out versus Chansey. Chansey has to Thunder Wave it, which does mean that potentially Reflect Lax can beat it. As Giara not wanting to Thunder Wave Chansey right there throws off an Ice Beam because again the potential freeze chance is huge. So Starmie comes out, and Starmie actually can lose this Chansey if it gets crits or if it gets parried at all, just because it is Bolt Beam Chansey. And you do see the paralysis, so the Starmie is finally gone, which means we will not see any more Starmie on Starmie action going on. But Snorlax comes out, and with the fact that Chansey is now paralyzed, it does give him potential to beat it 1v1 with Body Slams. However, Chansey does throw off a Thunder Wave of its own, as Snorlax is going to catch the pair on Executor, but Giara calls the explosion right, goes right for it, can bring out Snorlax now if he wants to go for either Body Slam or Reflect. Actually opts to go for Reflect right there, which is smart. Cover the potential switching, and this does give him the rest right now. So Executor is going to come out. Now this is interesting because Executor has to go for the Psychic versus him. Opts to go for Double Edge. I think trying to cover the chance. I'm not entirely sure why that, or maybe just trying to conserve Psychics as well. But Starmie comes out, and he just opts to Boom right now on the Starmie. So Boomer gone, Starmie gone, but it's still a problem. We do see the Tauros versus each other. So Tauros is going to get the first crit. We see a Fire Blast come out. I think Dice was trying to catch something in the back, or even trying to burn or Blizzard. Now he's going for the freezes on Tauros. He really didn't have a choice, and now he went for the speed type crit with the Hyper Beam. If he got the crit right there, could have been a different story, especially with Snorlax being asleep. Not sure what he was trying to predict with the Fire Blast. Honestly, Executor's gone. But maybe he was just trying to burn. Does Fire Blast even burn? Actually, yes, it does. What am I saying? Because Blizzard. Freezes. But anyway, Giara's Tauros is able to come out of that alive. As Chansey is going to come out, he can just go directly out to Snorlax, which is already asleep. Doesn't really feel Chansey at all in this generation. Unless, again, if Chansey's paralyzed, this Chansey has to get super lucky versus Snorlax to beat it 1v1. And Snorlax would Reflect, especially because Rhydon's so slow, crit chance is really low. It's not doing much damage back to him. Snorlax can just literally rest stall this thing, even go for Earthquake or Body Slam if he has it. We just seen Body Slam, Reflect, rest. But yeah, speed it up a little bit. I think the Chansey is just going to start throwing off some Ice Beams, trying to go for a freeze, which makes sense. Seismic Chansey is not beating Chansey 1v1 unless it gets from a ridiculous number of paras. So really nice play by Dice, getting in Snorlax on the soft-boiled from Chansey. And this does mean that if he does go for Explosion right now, he can beat the Chansey 1v1. Opts to go for Body Slam, gets the Paralysis on Alakazam. However, it comes down to a full para right now. Nope, Snorlax breaks through, able to knock out the Alakazam. However, his own Snorlax can come in, and with his Snorlax being paralyzed and that low, everything can actually beat it 1v1. And basically right here, he doesn't care about Thunder Wave at all. I think what Dice is trying to do is get in a position where, again, Body Slam can't paralyze normal types, by the way. I'm just letting you know. Dice is trying to get in a position where he can potentially get in Snorlax and either get a boom off or a potential rest. So this might actually be his opportunity. However, I think that more so he wants to try and weaken Snorlax. Like, at this point, the only mon that can actually win the game is probably Chansey. I want to say I don't think the 1% Snorlax can win. I don't think the Rhydon can win, but it can eat a hit from Tauros, which is pretty important. So I think what he's trying to do is go for the Thunder Wave full paras, because Snorlax is going to wake up, and then try and beat him 1v1 with that. Because at that point, that's the only way that this Chansey can actually 1v1 him, if he gets some lucky paras. So goes Chansey right there. Gives him the opportunity to just throw off some Ice Beams, as Rhydon is going to come in on the full para, and he gets full parried again. So hold up, there is potential once again Let's see if the Rhydon does get paralyzed. So Chansey is able to break through, knock it out with Ice Beam. If Rhydon did not get paralyzed there, Chansey would have been gone, but it still would have been really, really, really tough. It still would have been extremely tough for Dice to break through at that point. Saves Chansey because Chansey can actually heal up on Snorlax if it needs to. And again, like he's going to need some extremely lucky paras, and at the same time, he's getting stalled out of seismic tosses. So we might just see Dice just throw off some Reflect and some Thermal Waves as opposed to seismic tossing. But Dice ends up forfeiting right there. Either he was out of seismic tosses or he just gave up. Pretty sure he was really low on seismic tosses. I wasn't counting how many he was actually using. But we do see Giara winning 3-0, which means that he actually ended up winning the Smogon Classic last year. But some of you might not have been a fan of RBY. That's completely fine. You don't have to join that cup. The point of this was just to promote the tournament going on. So Black or White Cup signups are up. If you guys would like to, link is down below. All you gotta do is post in, read the tournament rules. It's pretty easy. It's really easy. It's actually really easy. If you guys want to pick up my Drop a Draco sock, available for 5 more days. Link is down below. I'll catch you guys later.